Hong Kong has a superb infrastructure system, which meets its population's needs and contributes to the efficiency and growth of the local economy. There are 1,223 skyscrapers in Hong Kong, which puts the city at the top of the world rankings. It has more buildings higher than 500 feet than any other city. The large amount of tall buildings in Hong Kong's urban area is due to a lack of space, with the average distance from the harbor front to the steep hills of Hong Kong Island at 0.81 miles. This lack of space causes demand for dense, high-rise offices and housing. 36 of the world's 100 tallest residential buildings are in Hong Kong. More people in Hong Kong live or work above the 14th floor than anywhere else on Earth, making it the world's most vertical city. Hong Kong has an advanced land, sea, and air transport and communication system, including 1,138 miles of paved roads and 21 miles of electrified railways. To decrease the level of air pollution, its government encourages the use of public transportation and discourages the use of private cars. A few ways they discourage the use of private cars include imposing high car registration fees and compulsory inspection for cars over 6 years old. As a result, over 90% of the daily journeys are on public transport, making it the most used public transport system in the world. The Mass Transit Railway provides services to over 2.8 million passengers every working day. The bus service is another popular public transportation system, which is run by 5 private companies. Double-decker buses were introduced to Hong Kong in 1949 and are now almost exclusively used. The Port of Hong Kong has always been a key factor in the development and success of the city. Victoria Harbor is also one of the busiest ports in the world. An average of 220,000 ships visit the harbor each year, including both ocean liners and river vessels for both goods and passengers. The Hong Kong International Airport, which was opened in July of 1998, is the busiest cargo gateway in the world and one of the top 10 busiest passenger airports in the world. In 2011, over 54 million people and 4 million tons flew in or out of this airport. Beijing has been reinventing itself since 2001, with a rush of show-stopping buildings by internationally renowned architects. Beijing is connected by road links to all parts of China as part of the National Trunk Road Network. 9 expressways of China serve Beijing, as do 11 China national highways. Beijing's urban transport is dependent upon the 5 ring roads that surround the city. Traffic jams are a major concern. Even outside of rush hour, several roads still remain clogged with traffic. At the end of 2010, the city government announced a series of measures to tackle traffic jams, including limiting the number of new license plates issued to passenger cars to 20,000 a month, and restricting cars with non-Beijing plates from entering areas within the 5th Ring Road during rush hour. Beijing has a severe pollution problem. The latest attempt to clean the air is a massive vehicle incentive program that could put an end to driving restrictions while also curbing rising pollution levels. City public buses run from 5:30 a.m. until 11 p.m. Taking buses in Beijing is quite inexpensive but less comfortable than a taxi or the subway. China used to be known as a sea of bicycles. Although the rise of vehicles has created congestion and bicycle use has declined, bicycles are still an important form of local transportation. Large numbers of cyclists can be seen on most roads in the city, and most of the main roads have dedicated bicycle lanes. Because Beijing is a huge city, Necessity has forced it to develop fast and efficient forms of public transportation. With the occurrence of the 2008 Olympic Games, the subway system was extensively improved and extended. The subway system is an extremely inexpensive option for getting around because tickets only cost 2 RMB apiece. It is fast and convenient for tourists because of English signs, and most stations have self-serving ticketing machines. In May 2010, Beijing's municipal government announced plans to add 21 subway lines by 2020. Beijing's primary airport is the Beijing Capital International Airport. It is currently the second busiest airport in the world and the busiest in Asia. After renovations for the 2008 Olympics, the airport now has 3 terminals, with Terminal 3 being one of the largest in the world. Personal transportation in the U.S. is dominated by automobiles, which operate on a network of 13 million roads, including one of the world's longest highway systems. Mass transit accounts for 9% of total U.S. work trips, ranking last in a survey of 17 countries. While rail is widely used to transport goods, relatively few people use rail to travel, and also not many people ride their bikes to work. U.S. infrastructure projects such as roads, railways, and airports will probably keep their near-failing D grade when the American Society of Civil Engineers issues its next report in 2013. Governments will need to spend an extra $2.2 trillion on capital projects nationwide, up from $1.6 trillion in 2005. The report card isn't saying the U.S. doesn't spend money on infrastructure. It's saying that we should be spending a greater amount. Overall, just 2% of the U.S. gross domestic product goes to infrastructure construction compared to 9% in China. The 3 largest airlines in the world by passengers carried are U.S.-based. Of the world's 30 busiest passenger airports, 16 are in the United States, including the busiest Atlantis International Airport.